Alright, what's up everybody? It's Carlos Collects Comics and I'm back with another Friday feature. This week we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 Spider-Man 2099 comics worth picking up. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. It is, we've just seen a very brief snippet within the past week of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And so we got a glimpse of Miles, we got a glimpse of Gwen, and what has just really turned the market bonkers has been we got a glimpse of Spider-Man 2099 himself, Miguel O'Hara, in costume, swinging through the cosmos with Miles. So of course, once that happened, once we got any sort of an inkling or confirmation that he was going to be in the next Spider-Verse sequel, everything went nuts. So following along with that, I just wanted to share my picks for the top 10 Spider-Man 2099 books worth picking up. Now keep in mind that anytime this happens and the market sees growth on a certain character, all their books are going to go up. So you will be paying a premium if you purchase these books right now. If you purchase them months ago, or if you wait a couple of months or even a couple of weeks and let things settle down, you will be able to get them for relatively less. As you'll see, there are some of these books that are very, very common. So here we go. Let's get started with number 10 on my list, which is Spider-Man 2099, number 36, covers A and B from volume number 1. So this is a 2-issue connecting cover set featuring Venom 2099. Now these two are harder to find than the rest of the first volume, so they're definitely worth picking up, especially in high grade for a good price. What is a good price, you ask? Well, these books from the 90s were, by today's standards, very overprinted. So, even the later issues, they are more scarce, they are harder to find. However, the print runs by comparison are still higher from that 90s period. So, to me, a good deal for either of these in high grade raw is between $5 and $10 a piece. Now, the market may be dictating that they're higher right now, but for the books, for what they are, $5 to $10 a piece to me is a decent. Like if you really want to add it to a run that you have and complete a run, then that is a decent price to pay for those. Number 9 on my list is Spider-Man 2099, number 3, the 1 in 25 ratio variant from volume 2. So this ratio variant for the second volume of Spider-Man 2099 Solo Adventures features John Tyler Christopher cover art, and it just looks really, really cool with that close-up and his arm and the musculature there, right there along with the masthead along his arm. But be aware that this book does fetch a premium in high grade. So it's going to take some serious coin to bring one home. Raw high-grade copies are currently going for over $100 on eBay, and these are sold listings, not what people are asking. With 2 slab listings up currently as of the shooting of this video. One is a 9.2 with a $900 asking price, and the other is a 9.8 with a hefty asking price of right around $3,300, so $3,300. If you're a John Tyler Christopher fan and a Spider-Man 2099 fan, chances are you might already have this book. If you're just coming to Spider-Man 2099 right now, this is probably not the best time to be looking at this book. However, it sounds like this book was already pricey to begin with. So I just don't think you're going to get this book for under $100 raw unless the person selling it, whether it's a store or an individual, doesn't know what they have. And that always happens, and it's up to you and your own moral code about whether whether or not go ahead and take it for the asking price, or or whatever. I've come across many deals in places like Half Price Books where it was obvious that the person pricing the books or separating the books had no clue what they were doing. And if it's a store, it's one thing, but maybe an individual, I don't know. It's up to you. But it's a really cool cover. Spider-Man 2099, I have always thought is an underrated character, and I think he's just a really neat one that I'm glad he's getting some spotlight, and I'm really excited that Oscar Isaac is going to be portraying him, because we do have that confirmed from the actor himself that he's going to continue to voice him, at least in the animated Spider-Verse. And he's just a phenomenal actor, and as you know, he's also going to be playing Moon Knight in the live action series for that character for the MCU proper. So I just super excited about it. Number 8 on my list is Spider-Man 2099 #1, cover A from volume 3. So this is the premiere of a new suit and the first issue of the third volume of Spider-Man 2099. The main cover, this cover, is a Francisco Martino work, and it's very well done. This volume also featured 2 additional variants of note for #1, and that brings me to number 7 on my list, which is Spider-Man 2099 #1, cover B, also for volume 3. So this is a design variant. Before we got design variants every month, which is what it has felt like for the past couple of years, with just a design variant for everything. It does a really good job of highlighting the suit changes in a nutshell, and it's just a really cool cover. I'm a fan of design variants. You've seen me mention before, like with the Blue Beetle third printing for one of his ongoing series. There was a design variant. Same thing here. I just think it's a really cool book. I haven't picked up a copy yet, so I am looking, but I'm definitely not going to pay a full premium for it. Number 6 on my list is Spider-Man 2099 #1, cover D. And again, this is volume 3. It's the same volume. These are all, these past 2 have just been variants for the same issue. The Marvel hip-hop variants from around 2015 have proven to be incredibly popular and resilient for variants, with many having become desirable, especially in high grade. We saw that happen with anything connected to Spider-Miles or Spider-Gwen. We've seen those, and just all these different hip-hop variants have risen in value. So this variant for Spider-Man 2099 is no different. It draws inspiration from the Kanye West and Good Music album Cruel Summer, and again features the new suit design for Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. I was fortunate enough to pick up a copy of this one from a while back. It does have some spine ticks, and with that 2/3 black cover, spine ticks are always going to be very prevalent, so it's definitely not a 9.8 contender, not even a 9.6, I don't think, but it's nonetheless a really cool book to have. Number 5 on my list is Spider-Man 2099 #1, the second printing from volume 2. So the second volume of Spider-Man 2099's solo adventures was one of the many Marvel first issues that featured a blue band second printing. First printings were red, second printings were blue. Most of these books were extremely underordered, so they're very scarce, especially in high grade. This particular issue had just under 6,500 copies ordered by retailers, so it's a very low print run, and high grade, low print run, later printings generally always fetch a pretty penny. At the time of the recording of this video, I was unable to find any examples of sold listings on eBay or ones that were currently for sale. So it just continues to lead me to believe that it's a very scarce book, and there's probably a lot of them out there in back issue bins, probably less now because everybody's run out and started digging through the Spider-Man 2099 section. So there's probably a lot less of them, but there are going to be quite a few out there that are probably just, people just don't know what they have, and they don't, might not be as familiar with the Blue Band second printings for all these different titles that were coming out at the same time. Number 4 on my list is Spider-Man 2099, number 1, volume 1, the newsstand edition. Newsstand editions in the 90s were much more scarce, making this a more desirable collectible, especially in high grade. Most every collector has had at least one direct edition copy in their collection at some point for this book, but the newsstands have always commanded a premium, so many may not have picked them up by now. The major difference between the two editions, as you've probably seen before, is that the direct features the 2099 logo in the bottom corner, while the newsstand features a barcode. Regardless of the newsstand or direct, I highly recommend adding this, because this was just a really neat time in the history of Marvel when they were trying something new and they were trying to see what the legacy characters for some of their most popular properties were going to look like in the future. And you had Spider-Man 2099, X-Men 2099, Punisher 2099, Doom 2099, and then Stan Lee's final creation for Marvel, Ravage 2099, which is vastly underrated, and just a neat book to have. And they all had those neat foil covers, and you could line them up, and they just, it's just very 90s, and for me, very nostalgic. Number 3 on my list is Spider-Man 2099, number 1, volume 1, the variant white cover reprint. This edition was packaged with the AD Classics animated series action figure. These are rare, even more so in high grade. CGC 9.8 copies now have asking prices of $3,000, with one listed for $3,500. That's a CGC Signature Series slab in 9.8, autographed by Peter David. Now, as a Spider-Man 2099 fan, I've eyed this book forever, for a long, long time, but I've never bitten the bullet to pick up a copy. And just like it is with every collector, we always have those times, and I've never shied away from talking about my mistakes in the collecting hobby. And one of those big ones that will be with me from now on is that I didn't pick up one of those reprints much earlier on when I had first started my Hispanic superheroes collection. So now, with the prices shooting up because of the hype around the movie and his oncoming appearance, it may or may not be something that I can justify putting the dollars behind, especially given just the age of the character and comparably what those same dollars can buy in other ages of books. So, and that's something that each of us has to make, is how much am I willing to pay for that book, and if it just goes beyond that, am I willing to just walk away, or am I going to keep saving and trying to catch up to it? And each of us has to make that decision, right? So number 2 on my list is Web of Spider-Man number 90. This is one of 4 anniversary issues featuring a hologram on the cover. While the black cover Amazing Spider-Man number 365 is the book to get by far, this red cover anniversary comic also features a preview for Spider-Man 2099. It's a nice, currently affordable book to own, and some consider this to be a Spider-Man 2099 key, though the market has dictated that the number 1 book on our list is the Spider-Man 2099 key to own, and that is number 1 on my list, Amazing Spider-Man number 365, Volume 1. Now, there's 2 editions, as you probably guessed, a newsstand and a direct, and as you might guess, the newsstand does command a premium, with a CGC 9.8 going for well over $1,200 at the time of this video. CGC 9.8s of the direct edition are going for around $400 to $500, but I highly suggest buying a high-grade raw if you're in the market. Or you can give the market about 2 weeks to calm down, as I said earlier, and the prices will settle a bit. This and Spider-Man 2099 #1 are both books with very high print runs, and as such it's hard to justify paying any sort of premium for rarity. And I always just want to stress this when we're talking about books that are worth picking up, books that you should probably look at buying right now. Remember that you've got to do your own budgeting and your own homework and make your own determination about what you can afford within your budget. And the cool thing about the hobby is that there's always going to be books that are really cool books that will fit within your budget. And this list, I know it's all over the place with some that are multiple thousands of dollars, but then there's others in high grade like Web of Spider-Man #90 that those are going for between $5 and $10. Now the price may bump a little bit, but these books are out there and there's plenty of them for you to add to your collection. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's Friday feature. I hope that this is going to give you a couple of hints and a couple of books to look at as you're out there and you're looking for Spider-Man 2099 books. Best of luck to you in finding those. One quick reminder for an upcoming event on the channel. We are going to be doing our giveaway next Wednesday, December the 15th at 10 p.m. Central in a live stream for this book. Something is Killing the Children, #1, the local comic shop day variant. This is a foil and it's in very high grade. And guess what? It's going to be given away for free to one of the viewers here that goes to the video. I'm going to have a link right here for it. But if you go to this video and you follow the instructions in the video, you will be entered to win and you'll have a chance to win this awesome book. So I hope that you take a couple of minutes to do that. It's only a 4-minute video and well worth it for a book that is only continuing to go up in price. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment below here and tell me what you thought of my list. Did I leave anything out? Am I completely bonkers with the stuff that I'm talking about? Or are there some books that you're like, hey, that's a really cool book and I hadn't heard about that one? Let me know. As always, if you take the time to leave a comment, I will take the time to respond to each and every single comment. Last but not least, make sure to turn on the notifications, and above all, make sure to consider subscribing. We're so close to 500 subscribers as of the recording of this video, and once we break 500, that's going to unlock the next set of giveaways. So thanks again for watching, and best of luck with your comic collecting and being out there on the hunt looking for all these great books. I'll talk to you later.